I hope this gets better because right now I need my acid reflux medicine. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 1. Who's gonna check my new boo? You guys, I don't know if it's a Mercury retrograde or what, but in my opinion, this first episode was not only boring, but I felt like we got a lot of fake ass storylines. So let's get into it. So first we see Martell come over to Sheree's house. And again, this is given fake storyline. And I know the rumors around social media has been that it is a fake storyline. And it's clearly, I mean, just looking at it, I was just like, this doesn't even feel genuine at all. Um, and in my personal opinion, Sheree's whole existence on this show has been fake storylines and being a bone carrier. Like, she has not brought anything else to the table. Now, she does mention that he has a nice body, which he does. And Sheree has a nice body too. Like, that's one thing I will give Sheree. She has always stayed in shape. She clearly has a passion for fitness because she's always in shape. Like, she's never looked bad. Which, side note, why in the hell won't she do anything in regards to that? Because that's the only thing, in my opinion, besides being a bone carrier and having fake storylines that she's been consistent with. Keeping her body right and tight. Do something and not no workout gear, but like do something like, I don't know, protein shakes or vitamins, supplements, or, personal trainer. Hell, open up your own gym. Anything that we know that you can stay consistent with. I don't think low key though she wants to be consistent, and I'll explain why a little bit later. But anywho, the whole point of this Martell and Sheree scene was for them to talk about Candy and how, Candy called Martell an opportunist. And I mean, hell, the whole damn internet is calling you an opportunist. Like, Candy, not the only one. And so he starts talking about their height. I mean, both of them only 3 feet tall, but their money is long, Martell. It's long. That's tall for sure. The stacks of money they have from all of their businesses. So who gives a shit how tall they are? They alright. How about you? So that was the main thing. And them pretty much, Sheree, I think, mentioned the little spoofs that Candy did. And, she's annoyed by that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Next. So Candy is talking to her business people, Don Juan, and I forgot the other girl's name, but all I know is she was the girl who was almost about to get her ass kicked by Mama Joyce in the freaking bridal shop. That's her. So she's talking to them, and she mentions how her son misses her when she's working. And even in the confessional, she's speaking to her son who's crying, saying he doesn't want like his aunt's help. He wants her help. So definitely is going to be, her storyline is probably going to be the balance of, husband, kids versus all of her businesses that she has. So next thing you know, Kenya and Manetta come and they're having a little kiki, and Kenya mentions that Martell tried to low-key talk to her, and I believe it. Like, she pulled out her phone, but it looks like he deleted the messages. But I mean, who doesn't believe that? I mean, it's Martell, and I don't even watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I know about Martell. So yeah, it's just almost like, okay, like, I definitely believe it. So Candy, while speaking to the girls, mentions that Todd says that he also feels neglected, and how, even when she wants to kind of be there, it's almost like he's still trying to make it like it's her fault. And I love the advice that Kenya gave her because, you have a lot of women out there who have that mentality when they're not in a relationship. It's almost like misery needs company, where as soon as they hear you going through turmoil in your relationship, they like, oh, just leave him. Just leave, X, Y, and Z. Like, he ain't no good or she ain't no good, because they almost kind of want your company, because they miserable or they single or whatever the case may be. That wasn't Kenya. Kenya pretty much said, look, I don't want you going through the same thing as me. I don't want you going through a divorce like me. So figure it out and work it out. And I love that. And I agree with her. If the only issue is the part where Todd doesn't feel supported and he feels like you need to support him on his projects, like just like he supported you, if that is the only issue, hell yeah, Candy, make it work. You know what I mean? Like, that's minor compared to a lot of other stuff people go through in their marriages. So definitely it's something for her where she can really work on it. But I'm sure it's hard because Candy just seems like she has such tunnel vision when it comes to business and money. Like, she just seems like she's never satisfied. So I can see how not being ever satisfied, how, Todd could probably be like, hey, over here, I've supported you and helped you with the last 20 businesses. Even if I was included, this was still your idea. Can you support me with something that is my idea from the ground up type thing? And yeah, she definitely should, because he has been there for her. So anywho, oh, let me mention this also though. Candy talks to Don Juan and that girl and talks about how Sheree, they try to help Sheree. They showed how her site crashed, and she said, look, we tried to help her, but she didn't want to pay anybody. She just wouldn't listen. And so with that, I started to think, because we've been waiting for She by Sheree since season 1. I think, in my opinion, Sheree's the type of woman who wants easy money, whether it's through a man who has it and she's with him, or being just messy on a television show and making money that way. But to capitalize off of the opportunity of her being on the show and expand to other businesses, the reason why I don't think she's ever had a successful one, because I don't think she wants to do it. It's too much work. She wants the easy money. She don't want to have to put in all of that work. That's the vibes I'm getting. But definitely leave your comments below and see, what you guys think. But I just don't think she wants to do it. I think she just wants to make the easiest money. And of course, being a bone carrier, just being messy and probably getting hundreds on top of hundreds of $1,000, $100,000, whatever she gets. I'm gonna assume she makes a pretty good penny off of that show. So to just make a pretty good penny off of the show just to be messy, I mean, I think that's good for her. She don't want to expand. She just want to be able to stay on the show, make her money, and hopefully find a man who gonna be able to take care of her. That's the vibe, is to me. But again, that's my opinion. So with that, child, we go to Sonia. Sonia, I don't know, last year she rubbed me the wrong way because I felt like she was truly trying to find opportunities to create conflict so she could stay on the show. So she's planning her hubby's B-Day party, and we see that Sonia and her sister are kind of having conflict because she says Sonia doesn't have boundaries, and how she's so much in her own bubble, she doesn't respect certain schedules, and how sometimes Sonia will contact her at 11 o'clock at night talking about take out her weave. And, she just feels like there's no boundaries. And I get that. At the end of the day, you guys are both adults. But the problem is that you live with her and she's also paying you guys a salary. I'm gonna assume that she pays you to do her hair, or maybe she pays you by you staying in her house. But she also mentioned that her brother-in-law is her assistant. So unless this is a storyline, typically when people are taking care of you and the fact that you're family, hell yeah, they don't have boundaries. The only way you're going to get boundaries is if you move the hell out and you create your own income and your own revenue and not depend on her. So while I understand that as adults, people need to respect boundaries, I can see how it can get a little gray area-ish as far as, because I'm paying the bills, I should be able to contact you when I want to. So with that, yeah. So moving on. We see a scene, and I'm gonna just say this. Anytime I see Kenya's daughter, Brooklyn, on the screen, I just love that little girl. Not only is she a gorgeous little girl, but she has the best personality. So we see a small scene with Kenya bringing her dresses and just her whole excitement and stuff. Like, she just truly puts a smile on my face every time I see her on screen. So Candy is at home focused on family time, and Todd is trying to finish a script. So Candy's like, get off, this is family time, but Todd is still on his, I guess, conference call as far as the script is concerned. So yeah, we definitely see what this season is probably going to be about for Candy this time. Conflict as far as busy, not busy, scripts, not scripts, just all that shit. So Marlo has a scene with her nephews and Marlo's life coach. And yeah, again, I think this was a fake scene. And usually Marlo looks amazing in her confessionals because Marlo can dress her ass off. I ain't gonna even hold you. I ain't gonna even lie. She can dress her ass off. But them damn earrings, them earrings she had on in that confessional, like, them earrings are like just as big as her head. Like, those earrings look so uncomfortable for her to wear. But yeah, so she has that scene with her nephews. Okay, cute, but still felt like a fake storyline, whatever. Um, I find it interesting though that the two messiest girls on the show always come off like they have fake storylines. Sheree and Marlo are the most messiest, just trifling when it comes to talking about people's families, just going below the belt. And yet every time I see them, it's almost like, okay, the lights are on, lights, camera, action. This is the fake storyline we're going with. This is who we're going to attack. Like, it just never comes off genuine. And they're the messiest ones that's always talking mess. Well, I find that interesting. But moving on. Sonia goes to visit Sheree, and they, I guess, kind of work out. Next thing you know, Courtney, this lady named Courtney, which is Sheree's friend, I guess Sheree and Courtney's kids went to school together. And so Courtney is saying that apparently she heard that Candy said that, I can't even say it clearly because it's just such high school stupid shit. In other words, she was trying to say that Candy was implying that Courtney was a clout chaser because Courtney apparently was going around saying that they were friends. She was friends with Candy. And, pretty much Candy's like, no, I don't know her. She's a clout chaser or whatever. It sounded so stupid and so freaking like fake. And I was just like, are we really at our big ages? Really, this is what we're gonna talk about on the show? She's saying that I said that I was her friend, and I've never said that, and I'm not trying to clout chase off of her. Really? This sounded so immature. I was like, are we really having this as a storyline? But whatever. Again, I feel like that's something Sheree may have set up because I'm like, why is this even a storyline? Why is this even conflict? So everyone is preparing for Ross' party. Sonia claims she spent $100K on the party, and from what I saw, I don't see how she spent that much money. I'm thinking maybe because of the casino tables and stuff. But then later on, when Kenya and some of them said this party was actually top notch, I'm like, okay, maybe they didn't show us everything. Because when I saw it, I was like, this is like an empty basement or empty just room, and they just put the casino tables all over. But they said it was top notch, so I'm just gonna believe them that it was top notch. We just didn't really see it on TV. So with that, Marlo is meeting with Rico, the designer who actually designed Candy's wedding dress. And Marlo is saying that she hasn't seen Candy since the spoofs or whatever. And Rico's like, oh, you haven't seen her since that happened? The spoofs that, that she, was clowning you and Sheree. And so next thing you know, everyone comes to the party after, all of those little small scenes to prepare for the party. Everyone comes to the party, including Martell and Sheree. And literally, Sheree is still mad about those spoofs that Candy did, where she really acts like she doesn't want to talk to her. Next thing you know, Sheree, Kenya, and Manya go to one corner, and then Courtney comes and talks to Candy and Sonia. And here comes this petty ass bullshit. So Courtney confronts Candy, and honestly, her energy was off. It was completely off. And she was talking about how, look, Candy, I don't need to clout chase. And apparently, like, you said that I didn't know you, or I was trying to claim you as a friend. And Candy's like, look, I don't know you. I knew this one girl, but I didn't know you. And, I pretty much told people that I don't know you. I may have seen you, but I don't know you. And Courtney was like, she was bucking up, like she was kind of like being very aggressive. And you already know Candy. Candy is either going to cry or she's going to have rage. And of course, because she's a shorter girl and this girl was coming off like she was aggressive, next thing you know, Candy's like, you need to calm this down. You see her eyes kind of getting big. And I was like, okay, here we go. And so it got to the point where they had to be separated. And while we don't see it come out of her mouth, apparently Candy says, I'm about to headbutt this bitch. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what she said at that time because we don't see it come out of her mouth. But at the same time, damn, Candy, can't, like I say time and time again, and I know people disagree with me, and I have nothing against Candy. I respect Candy as a businesswoman. I even have a good, I would say about probably 10 pieces from her boutique I have in my closet. But it's just like, girl, have some emotional intelligence. Everything, you can't go from not responding at all and just kind of acting awkward, in my opinion, to full blown crying or rage. And again, maybe they do a lot of edits, but it just seems like there is no in between with Candy. It's either I'm calm or I'm emotional. And I'm just like, if you said you about to headbutt somebody, like, you are a brand. Like, don't even let someone like that come. Don't even allow it. But I don't know if she said that at that time or they did a voiceover because we don't see it. But I was like, headbutt? Like, really? Like, a woman? You talking about you gonna headbutt another woman? Like, come on now. So with that, Kenya and Monyetta talk to Sheree. Monyetta throws out that apparently they've been hearing rumors that Martell is talking to other women in Atlanta. And then the next thing you know, Kenya tells Sheree that, Martell tried to holler at her. But again, all of this just seemed like it was just such fake storylines just to push stuff out to create drama. Because I'm like, why are y'all both hitting her with both of that at the same time? And it just seemed like it was such a fake little scene. It just didn't seem genuine at all. It was almost like also Kenya and Monyetta knew it wasn't genuine because they was both smirking like they knew that this was all planned and they needed this for the show. It was weird. So with that, that's pretty much the end because at that point when Kenya says that Martell tried to holler at her, Sheree's like, look, I don't have time for this. And then, of course, she's in her confessionals. And then towards the end, we clearly see that there's going to be a fight between Kenya and Martell in regards to what she just said to Sheree. The episode goes off. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I just felt like this damn episode was boring and fake as hell. I was just like, look, I know reality shows, they a lot of times have still things that are plotted. Like someone still has to write out like the scenes or certain things that are going to happen or bringing certain people together who already have conflict to create, drama. I know that a lot of that stuff is still kind of written out or plotted out in the background, but I don't want to see that be the obvious when I watch it. I don't want to have to keep looking at a damn show saying this feels so fake. This feels like a fake ass storyline just to have some drama for TV. That's what I felt like this entire episode. But That's my opinion. What is your opinion on the situation? What do you feel about the Martell situation? Did you feel these scenes were fake as hell? Do you feel Candy has like no emotional intelligence, or do you feel just a lot of stuff is edited to where we only see Candy with either tears or rage? Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully without having my acid reflux medicine, because it was hard to swallow this shit tonight. Peace.